I'm back with Gabriel. Gabriel, how have you been?
I've been all right.
What's new?
As far as let's see, what's new? Let's see. Um, I'm still with the groundwork for a new era or new time. So it's ADBC PPG or PGW, not PGW, but PPG, which is groundwork for predestination and perseverance. So much like the prep from Joe Biden, and he authorized preparational states, and also Honorable Donald John Trump had issued the authorization for majority value and hereticism, being a heretic. He had uh, through dealings with others, representation and reputative response when it came to understand the true meaning of what it is to be a heretic as a majority value and or laws came into play. So it was laws of man, laws of God, laws of nature, laws of man, um, and laws of the planets. So our cities and universities pose a combination of majority value and uh, preparational states, where we had looked at our reoccurring federal offenses from physical education and how that came into ties with our recreational activities day in, day out, and also church, separation between church and state. That's what was left from my teacher, history teacher, Miss Brewer, or Professor Brewer, I'm sorry. So, yes.
What school was that?
That was the school for design for magnets. Uh, the magnets, the word we use nowadays before we unify our school districts. And it won't be a district, it'll be a cities and a universe. So it'll be universities, a word that we're going to adapt from those two. It's a school system. And doing that is alliteration, acronymization, affiliation, association. Because arithmetic is a word we use to define the method to the madness. So we are indivisible, one nation under God. So the addition is 13. We're in a 13th edition of Alcoholics Anonymous. It is not an extracurricular activity. It is a must-go, must-be seated one of these. This is going to be one class from our professors exclaim as, even though we said just come to class, be present. But this one, we want them to pay attention, participate, and embark, simply because our resignation has to do with books outside of the King James Version, Holy, and or the Holy Bible. Simply because there are too many of us in a state of heaven, which is not a state. It is a truth. It's a true area which needs to be addressed, because you and me has to do with volume. So VOL and then quotations UME is truly volume, because they say, much like life, to be metaphorically speaking, don't use a television if it doesn't have the ability to tell time and date. Also, don't use a television. Channel 1 is not the world, because God will tell us, you mean the world to me. God is loving, caring, greater than our problems. So the extracurricular activity nowadays is, hopefully we can get that into the school system before fourth grade, which will be an obligation for just in the beginning, like maybe a year or two, as schools get adapted to going to a 12-step meeting and word gets out that, one, we are powerless over our problems. And our problems had piled up due to misunderstandings, miscommunication. One of the West Nile virus, which was the subject of science. Two was history. History tended to repeat itself. Also, there's certain areas of history, much like the world map, which we cared to refrain from due to causing us more work than we needed to. We understand that the ocean contains salt. The salt is good for the mouth. It's also good for the skin. And it's also radiance from the sun. So, in addition to the law, uh, you know, it's good to go. It is the law that we have to go to the ocean once a year because of the salt water in the mouth, most importantly. And it's important to let people know that not only nicotine, tobacco, and not to call marijuana. Don't call cannabis marijuana, and don't call tetrahydrocannabinol sativa indica. Don't call nicotine tobacco a sedative because it's not, and it's not, or like, it's a stimulant. So, and the salt water it's needed because it'll help too with understanding the wars. So I bring these subjects and topics up because I don't know whether I have been named somehow or if it was some kind of small. It was like a small thing they may have done to me or for me, sort of thing. Her name, I don't know. She was related to Danny DeVito somehow. His daughter, or somebody in the hospital at O'Reilly, or not O'Reilly, Maryville Hospital, Valley Wise, because it was a book and it said Emmanuel Zapato. So Emmanuel Zapato could have been, or much is, with Jesus Christ after his crucifixion and his resurrection. He had led them out as far as Bethany, the 12 disciples, and those that were remained behind. And he blessed them. That's us. And knowing the 7 sensible signs instituted by Christ. However, Zapato was he was told and under the impression his mother did not want us around, some of us, many of us. So we were known as banished children of Eve. And why it says Eve is because she was deeply hurt and she didn't want us to talk about, wanted to move forward, but she also wanted to be left alone by someone else. I think. I don't know. I say that with all due respect, but I say with caution because our Heavenly Mother, we think was more than Christ, because she would have watched her. She loved her.
Gabriel, last time I saw you, you were in the hospital. Your leg is better?
My leg,
Your
yes.
infection?
Uh,
Can I see it?
oh, yes.
You come over here real quick to see
my
it.
backside, my right butt cheek, which is open right now.
Don't want to see your butt cheek. Don't want to see your butt
yes.
cheek.
They're open because I don't have money to clean the wipes.
But it looks better than before. It's closed, right? Doesn't hurt?
Yes, but water is what I have to pay for water, which is not good. That's a felony and her fine. Given that Emmanuel Zapato to was Jesus, because he had left, so his mother could be alone with family in Asia, I think. So when he came, though, he was dropped off, I think. And he fell to the ground somehow, I think. Or no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was. There was the okay. They took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. This is the first mystery of the sorrowful mysteries. No, I'm sorry. Glorious mysteries. I think the resurrection of Jesus. They took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. Behold, there was a great earthquake. For the angel of the Lord descended, approached from us, Gabriel the archangel, approached, rolled back the stone. The angel said, "Do not be afraid, only you're seeking Jesus the crucified." That person that Gabriel was talking to was Emmanuel Zapata. It may have been one with Pilate and or the one that had said to Jesus, "I will have you punished, physically disciplined, for causing, it's called disturbing the peace." And nowadays is what it is. Here, disturb the peace would mean he attracted too much attention. Uh, and he attracted too much attention and with miracles and 12 disciples. And so he said that I'll have physical, but then I will release you. And that was that. But in the resurrection, he took the spices he had prepared, went to the tomb. Behold, for the angel of the Lord descended, approached, rolled back to the and said, "Do not be afraid, and only you're seeking Jesus crucified, for he is not here. He has been raised, as he said. Come see the place where he lay." So that gentleman, he may have been bombarded by guilt, and or perhaps Judas Iscariot. But I believe it was the person that had been elected to go and make sure that he was still in the tomb. And doing so, he was filled with guilt. That guilt comes from the devil and or Satan. Satan works with that which is guilt. Guilt is actually a demon. Much like gambling, it is a demon. It is a demonstration of humans and it transforms or it can transform. I don't think we use the word transfiguration. Not transfiguration, simply because it's not a really big, huge deal. But yes, it changes a person. The deficient evolution. Deficient evolution of man